Hey, Dave Gloss here with Air Consulting with little insights on how to get sure your team is prepared to not just survive in 2023, but to thrive in it. We are recommending just a little bit of a grounding in terms of where your team is and how you want to take advantage of the year ahead and the time we have leading up to it, with doing a quick team tune-up and strategic alignment for the year. I just want to share a little bit of what happens when we are uncertain. Right. So our brains, all of the way that we think and are constructed, our physiology, biology, instincts, motivations, values, all that type of stuff are all informed by hardware that's about 200,000 years out of date for what it's actually used for today. When we are uncertain, we really regress into, amygdala hijack, which is our fight, flight, or freeze, or our arousal center in our brains, where we are just making sure, hold on, how am I going to survive in this moment? It used to be saber-toothed tiger over there, and that was very important to react and be able to get into that mode of survival. But when we're in a moment of stress and uncertainty in terms of the markets, that starts to tap into the same survival needs of making sure that we're going to have income and we can support our families and have a place to sleep and all those things that we have going on. And that might bring up aggressiveness, that might bring up aversion and hiding, that might bring up indecision, that might bring up our ability to lose, our diplomatic way of navigating conflict and things like that. We might just get in it with the people that we work with because we're uncertain. And I can tell you in 2023, there will be moments of uncertainty. And there are moments of uncertainty all the time in general. But what we have found in our research for any time of the year or life or in general, that teams need to ground to 6 core principles, but especially as we go into 2023, that we are clear as a team about how we're going to make sure that we can navigate those uncertain times. And that takes a grounding to a unique purpose of the team and an agreement on priorities and plans, a shared understanding of our individual and collective tendencies, right? If we are all very action oriented, how does that impact change management or leading change management or thinking through the details on things before decisions? And how could that get in our way in 2023? How aware are we of our blind spots, both as a team or as individuals, or as what's going on in the market or with our people in general? Have we taken time to really name those and keep a focus on those? Have we named our key business priorities? There's lots of things that we need to focus on, but what are the things we must do? Have we been able to get clear about our decision-making processes and our operating principles, right? Like, how do we make decisions? How do we have conflict? How do we deprioritize or reevaluate how we're going to approach something? Taking the implicit ways of working and making them explicit so we can stay focused and rely on these principles when we're starting to get uncertain, when those stress behaviors come up. And what's our plan to hold ourselves accountable? And, in our research, what we have found are teams that can spend time and get clear about where they are now, where they want to go, getting grounded to the why they do something and what they're going to do, who we are collectively, what are our superpowers and things that could get in our way, and how do we want to interact with each other is going to be really, really important, especially as we get mapped to who our stakeholders are and what their challenges are and awareness of the worlds around us. And that takes a grounding into where we are right now, a shared perspective. And what we're encouraging as teams go into 2023, at the very least, take some time to understand, where do you match up in terms of the current level of productivity and culture on the team? How would you evaluate the level of trust and safety? Do we feel like we can actually have tough conversations? Do we feel like we all belong and are committed to this goal? Do we have the capacity to have really meaningful conflict? Because we're going to have to talk about scenarios. And when certain signals happen, we're like, okay, it's scenario, status quo or growth or retraction. How is that going to impact, how we lead our other teams through this and have that tough conversation about enacting that strategy? And that all comes with, how aligned are we? Are we really clear about our purpose, priorities, and plans as we go into the next year? Are we clear about how we're going to communicate, coordinate, and collaborate as we execute on those things? And are we holding ourselves to the right rhythms? Do we have the right meeting cadence? Do we have the right agendas in our meetings? And how are we set up currently for the capacity to overcome obstacles and adjust to these realities, right? We might be doing postmortems, but do we have the capacity really to lead through those? And getting empirical data that allows us to see, where is everybody on the team, right? Do we all agree what type of team we are, whether we're overly driven and focused on productivity, or maybe overly comfortable and focused on each other's personal experiences, but maybe not setting levels of accountability to achieve goals, because we all could be having different experiences. And our ability to just get grounded to where we are and have a frank and honest conversation about how set up we are to be successful is going to allow you to do that. And that's what we're encouraging. At the very least, for the tune-up, take the assessment. It's $400 to get yourself grounded and understand the data that we just talked through, your development opportunities, your strengths, the areas of greatest agreement, least agreement, and really get precise, laser focused on what you need to reinforce before heading into next year. Or take some time for true supports and investment in it. If you want to sit down as a team leader with a master coach, you can do that and talk about what areas you can take on as you lead your team, or bring the whole team together to just ground and review the results together and take the actions of establishing those 6 areas of purpose and operating principles and action plans together. We also have 2 options for facilitated journeys, whether that's going to be just focused on team building, getting the group together, spending a half a day and grounding to what's our purpose, how do we want to work together, what's some actions we can put in place, or a deeper strategic alignment. If your team hasn't really taken time to look ahead and needs some grounded support, we are here to do that. So at the very least, let's get some perspective. Take the survey. It's $400. It's not a big investment to help you and your team get grounded and to set a course for what the year ahead looks like. So you can reach out to myself. You have me on LinkedIn or my email here as well, or any of our solutions consultants or account managers to talk through how to take advantage of this. But please, register below, make a request, and let's see if we can support you, at least get that perspective you need as you head into 2023. Thank you.